Welcome to the Enlightenment Academy, where the journey of discovering your inner magic begins. In a world filled with endless possibilities, we invite you to explore the depths of your being and unlock the mysteries of your true potential. Through insightful teachings, transformative practices, and enlightening conversations, we empower you to access the brilliance that resides within you. Join us as we embark on a path of self-discovery, empowerment, and spiritual awakening. Are you ready to tap into the infinite wellspring of magic within you? Here is your host, Venus Castleberg.
Hello, amazing beings. Nice to have you all here. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome. Yak, go ahead and make a comment. Let me know you're here. I absolutely love talking to people, like real life people, and not just my camera. But thank you so much for being here. This is Enlightenment Academy, where we use tools and processes to empower psychic mediums. And if you are watching this, then I know that you have some gifts and capacities of some sort, even if you haven't acknowledged them yet, or you somehow have labeled them something different. We're all super aware. It's just a matter of claiming and owning it. And everything I talk about on these live streams every week is just to help empower you to know what you know and to tap into those innate abilities. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. And we're talking today about a subject that is a little uncomfortable to talk about because we all have experienced it at one point or another, right? Overcoming fear, indecision, and feeling stuck happens to all of us, right? It doesn't just happen to some of us, it happens to all of us. And that, like, you can get past anything. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. Is like, even if right now it seems like things are not moving or we're moving into Mercury retrograde next week. So, sometimes people really start to feel like everything's slowing down, but you will get through it no matter what it is, right? You will get through it, and there will be light at the end of the tunnel. There will be another experience altogether. And just a shout out to all of those of you who are new to our Facebook group. We had a whole bunch of people join us over the weekend, and we're super excited to have you here. This is your live stream. You can literally call in and ask questions. If you have any questions or anything going on for you, you just bring it up here, and I'm happy to talk about it. You can post in the comments. And it is nice to actually talk to people sometimes. So we'll post the phone number in the comments as well. I don't want to butcher it because I think I forgot it again. There it is, 202-570-7057. Thank you, Chris. So please call in for questions and or facilitation. Because if you are in a spot where you're actually stuck or dealing with some of this stuff, if I can help you move through that, it helps everybody who's listening and watching now and in the future. Believe it or not, even though you think that you might be out there all by yourself, going through this all by yourself, I guarantee you there are other people going through something similar. And as you get free, they can get free as well. So that's the invitation to always please call in if you can, so I can talk to a real person. Kimberly says, what this includes those WTF days when everything seems to go wrong. Sometimes I'm like, why? Yep, exactly. However, have you ever looked back and went, oh, that actually all worked out in my favor? So a great example, and thank you for those of you who had the patience to be with me last week. I was supposed to be on a camera like this, and instead I was on the camera on my phone in my car, and the camera on my phone wasn't working properly. So it was a very interesting experience. So if you watched and you were part of that, Kimberly, you called in. I'm super grateful for that. Give me somebody to talk to. But that was right. It wasn't going the way that I had planned. and I think maybe you've all heard this, but you give God a plan and God will laugh, right? I am a recovering planaholic. Like, oh my God. Plan, 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 plan. So plan everything. And none of my plans ever turned out the way that I planned. But they always worked out better than I could have imagined. So even when you're having those days when it seems like things are not working out in your favor, can you look back at days past and go, oh, that did actually work out in my favor? So a great example might be maybe you're not feeling well today, or things aren't working out that great for you today. So you end up staying home when you had other plans to maybe go out in the world. Well, who knows? If you were going out in the world, maybe something would have happened and it wouldn't have been a good thing. So you your body knew, your body gave you information to just be like, okay, stay home today, right? So there's a difference between following the energy and trusting when doors open and doors close than there is from like feeling stuck and like you're constantly hitting your head against a wall. But because Kimberly brought it up, thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, like it's like, okay, is this just truth? And you can look at it for yourself, but is there just something that the universe is trying to get you to maybe slow down and look at, or to experience something different? I will say this, as maybe unfun as being in a hot car doing the live last week, I learned that I actually have the capacity to do this from anywhere. And of course, I prefer my nice home and my comfortable chair and all that stuff, and not being in the hot heat. But I still showed up, right? So I'm capable of doing harder things. And I learned that by just being like, oh, okay, cool. So I don't have to necessarily cancel this live or reschedule it when I can just do it from wherever I am, right? So did that work out in my favor? Yeah, absolutely. Was it fun in the moment? Not really. So yes, I know, Kimberly, when you're in it, it kind of sucks. So everywhere. So for anybody new, I'm about to do the clearing statement, and it's an access consciousness tool. You can look it up at thatclearingstatement.com. It's like a magic eraser. It just helps you kind of. But like Kimberly, everywhere where you have an attachment or point of view that today is supposed to look a certain way, would you be willing to destroy it and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, puck, puddle, nine shorts, boys, po-bads, meows. And then Kimberly says, yep, I need to take care of some things I've been putting off. So she actually already knows why things aren't going the way that she had planned, right? I totally get it. I have planned every moment of every day of my life. And I am a recovering, like I said, because it doesn't mean I don't still plan, but my calendar used to be full to the brim from more sun up to sundown of everything that I was going to do and all the things I had to do and all that stuff. And I just found that was stressing me out, and it really wasn't working for me anymore. From somebody who had done it for 30 years. So maybe it was only 25 years, but still, long time. Long time. I actually had a Palm Pilot before there were smartphones. Because an electric calendar called a Palm Pilot. So that's how much of a calendar Nazi I've been in my life. And what I've noticed too is like sometimes that fear or that indecision or like the stuff that goes wonky or sideways, magic and miracles happen more in the not knowing, the unknown, than they do in the planned, scheduled, figuring it all out ahead of time, knowing what's happening, knowing what's coming. So I'll speak for me. Indecision for me was based on kind of a fear of not knowing how it was going to turn out or what was going to happen or like, especially when you're looking at like taking big leaps. Great example being a recovering planaholic. And because I chose to actually let go of the plan, it's amazing how many more magic, miracles, mysteries, possibilities can show up because I'm not micromanaging or trying to control everything in my life. Like, let the universe surprise you in the unknown. But the unknown can seem, and I'm going to say seem on purpose, can seem scary, but is it really scary? Truth, is it actually fear or excitement? Have you ever noticed that fear and excitement feel very similar? That's because they are. And the energy of what you think you're afraid of, is it excitement? Just look at it for yourself. I'm not here to tell you it is or isn't, but like, go, oh, truth, is this fear or excitement? And if you're like, oh, I'm actually excited, I'm personally very excited, having being a planning, recovering. I almost want to say I'm a recovering, planning, recovering alcoholic. Anyway, there was an addiction there for sure. So if it wasn't alcohol, but it was, yeah, planning everything, trying to control everything, right? But there's so much more to life than what we can plan or even what we can conceive of. Yep. Kimberly says, yep, I'm bad about wanting to know all sides. That's the Libra in me. Absolutely. I get it. I totally get it. But what else is possible beyond what you think is possible or that you don't realize is possible? Something to look at, right? And then something we do almost every week, but I'll give a little bit of background just for those because we have so many new people in the group and maybe new people listening to this in the future. Lowering your walls and barriers does not put you in danger. It actually increases your awareness so that you can be aware of when to be somewhere and when to follow that whisper, that little gentle nug, tug, nug, tug, nug, tug. um, that that pulls you into a different possibility that says, "Hey, maybe today is the day to sit down and write." Or maybe today is the day. So I actually had a friend ask me to write an article. Um, Actually, it's for Own Times. And I said I would do it last week, but with the week got away from me and whatever. And then I woke up this morning and it was like, it was just all right there. Right. And I followed the energy and I wrote it and I got it, and I was like, if you can, but that I have learned, and these are all connected. We'll get to fear a little bit more, but I've also learned that if I try to force something to happen, it never works out the way that I want it to. And then if I just have the allowance and the timing of the universe to show me, like when it's time, like things happen super fast and with great clarity and a lot of ease. But when I'm like, oh, I really need to make this happen, then I feel like it like runs away from me and it's a lot of hard work and it's harder and more difficult and all that stuff. Um, so just for now, just for a moment, maybe just till the end of this live stream, just try it. Lower your walls and barriers, even the ones you don't know about. Destroy and then create them. You can pick it back up if you need to, but just perceive. What are you aware of? Lowering your walls and barriers. Also, expand out. Expand your energy out in all directions. How much more are you aware of? What is the little nug tug? Tug nug. What is the little whisper that the universe is pulling on you right now? And has the indecision or the fear or even the feeling stuck, has it come from the the fact that you're not listening for the whispers and trusting your intuition, but because you're waiting for the clouds to part and the angels to sing and the lightning bolt to come down from the sky to like give you this like push. I wonder if it's not indecision, it's just looking for something that's louder, right? Like this again, it's part of like or we're expecting it a plan. Like I'm also a writer. I've written a book. I have multiple other books. I'm working on another book. I have other book ideas. But I will share something with you. So the books that I've written, that I've gotten a complete download of what they are like from chapter 1 to chapter 37 and like, okay, write about this, write about this, write about this. Those books have not come to fruition yet. The book that I'm writing right now is complete chaos. Makes no sense. I don't actually know what I'm writing about. I have no plan. But there's this cool thing happening. This I just decided to write, to just start and let what came through come through, right? And then talk, maybe I'm talking to myself for a bit and then all of a sudden I get this kind of side story idea and then I get a message from spirit or like it's kind of all over the place. But what I will say is this has been the biggest practice in surrender that I've ever had so far because it I have no plan. I have no outline. I don't even know what I'm writing from day to day. Like, "Oh, that was an interesting thing to write about." So, what if you could follow that whisper, that nudging that you've been getting, and trust that it's gonna work out in a way that you never imagined possible? We cannot, and I know this because 'cause I'm a recovering controlaholic too, but we cannot control and plan the magic. It just doesn't happen that way. The magic happens when you're least expecting it, right? The magic happens. Have you ever heard this? Like, if you're single and you're like and they're like, as soon as you stop thinking about a relationship or stop wanting a relationship, it will show up. And that is so true. It's happened for me many times, right? So, what is it that maybe you're trying to force or make happen instead of just being in the allowance and the energy of, okay, I'm here now. What comes up? What whisper can I follow? Maybe you get a random whisper to go to a weird coffee shop that you've never been to before, and you just happen to meet somebody. Or you get a nudge to like sign up for dance lessons and you've never done dance lessons before. And you're like, maybe I'm too old, like whatever, right? Like, but like the universe is conspiring for you, never against you, always. So that gentle nudging, that whisper that the universe is giving you is inviting you to something that you probably can't even conceive of right now in your mind. Don't you think that if your mind could have figured out everything in your life, it would have done so already? So if you want to get over feeling stuck, just choose something. Choice creates awareness. Awareness doesn't create choice. A lot of us are sitting around waiting for awareness to strike so that you can then choose. That's not actually how life works. Choose something and then you gain awareness from it. And if it doesn't work out and you don't like it, choose something different. Every choice does not have to be an oath till death do you part. It can literally just be like, okay, I chose that. I tried that. Didn't really work. I don't know if I choose that again, right? Like, I know that I can do a live stream in my car. I don't think I'll choose that again. But that choice to start driving and then hitting traffic, like I was like, "Oh, I guess I could have just done the live and then gotten on the road." Right? But I didn't know there was gonna be an accident. And again, it all worked out in my favor, but it's like, did I learn something from that? For sure. You learn from every choice you make. But sitting on the couch watching Netflix and eating bonbons. Now, no, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against watching Netflix and eating bonbons at all. But if you're using that time and thinking that because if you're doing that, that you're then going to have the life that you've been asking for, chances are you're kind of going to miss it. So it's like wanting a new relationship and then you're not willing to leave the house or do a dating app. Instead, you're like sitting at home thinking he's going to knock on your door. That does happen sometimes, but it's kind of rare unless you're planning on dating the plumber or the electrician or whoever it is that comes to your door. The mailman, maybe, right? It's possible. So what has the universe been trying to whisper to you? What has the universe been trying to tell you? Are you willing to maybe give it the space and the time to listen and follow those whispers and see what that creates? Instead of buying that you're somehow powerless, you're actually very powerful. Very, very powerful. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. Nice to see other people are out there. Please say hi. I love it when people say hi or comment or give me a thumbs up, or you can give me a thumbs down even. I won't take it personal. Just be like, oh, okay. Apparently it didn't ring true for you. That's okay. I'll have any of it at all and all of it. Thank you. I love that. Cool. So, hi, Robert. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you. Hi, Christopher. Nice to see you. Hi, Diane. See, this is so fun. It's just nice to know there's actually people out there. And Kimberly, I'm so grateful for all the conversation you are giving me. So that's great. So lowering the walls and barriers. Now, what do you perceive? What are you aware of? What do you know that maybe nobody else knows? I wonder. What are the whispers that are now whispering? And you can hear them a little bit more clearly because you're not behind your walls and barriers. Or maybe you're not in a distraction, right? What is that whisper? Will you follow it? When I was thinking about today's call, I was also thinking about the tarot and the card, the Fool. The Fool card is the 0. It's also considered 22 in the tarot deck. But the Fool apparently is, doing his flute, and he's about to walk off a cliff. And there's a dog that's like trying to warn him, hey, you're about to walk off the cliff. You're about to walk off the cliff. Well, one of the things I've always thought of when this card comes up in a reading has been like, where could you take a leap? Is the universe asking you for a leap? Oh, you're so welcome. I don't want to butcher your name, but you are very welcome. Thank you for you. So the Fool, right? What if the invitation is the universe is saying, hey, just take a leap. Follow your joy. Follow your bliss. Jump off the cliff. Because I guarantee you one of two things is probably going to happen. One, there'll be a net to catch you, or someone or something to catch you. Or two, you'll learn how to fly. And wouldn't you like to see what's available when you take the leap? There's something that happens when you trust that whisper and you go anyway, even if it doesn't make sense to you or anybody else. Like, I mean, I liken it to even my first book, right? Like writing the book didn't take me long, but it took me 6 years to get it published. And after 3 editors and people telling me that I needed to change the story, I finally sent it to a friend of mine who was a writer, and I said, "Would you take a look at this and tell me what you think? Because maybe I don't know how to write at all. I thought it was a good story. I think it's funny." Like, it's my personal story. If you want to know all my secrets, you can read my book and you'll know all my secrets. But I thought it was funny. I had a funny twist on it, right? People wanted me to go into the trauma and drama of my life. And I'm like, no, actually, I look at everything that's happened in my life as a gift. I know the universe has always been conspiring for me, never against me. But when I actually published it, it went new release bestseller. Cool. But that wasn't the point. But I'm like, but when I went and followed the whisper and I actually self-published and I did it that way, I was like, oh, wow, the energy changed. The magic happened. Like there was something in me that shifted in that moment. And I could feel it like energetically from head to toe. It was so cool. And now I'm just like, wow, well, what else is possible, right? What else is possible that we've never even considered? I wonder. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for listening. We are going to do unless somebody wants to call in and do questions, you're still welcome to call in. I'd love to talk to you. But on the other side of this short break, we're going to do a guided visualization on helping let go of those fears and feeling stuck and maybe helping you take that leap. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.
Home Times TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome forward, everyone. It's nice to be here with you. I don't know why that commercial gets me every time. So, yeah. So is it fear or excitement? And are you interested in, if nobody called in for questions or facilitation, just remember you can do that every week. I come on live every once in a while. I can't take calls, but I always tell you in the beginning if I could take a call, and I'd love to hear from you. I love talking to people. And you can call in for questions, facilitation, anything going on in your life, especially if you're having trouble with your gifts and opening your gifts and maybe trusting yourself and trusting your gifts. That's all my jam. I love talking about that stuff. So, but in the meantime, today we will just do a visualization and transforming some of this fear, indecision, and feeling stuck. So finding a comfortable seat wherever you are, closing your eyes. Please don't close your eyes if you're driving. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. Finding yourself relaxing into the moment, into the now. Breathe in, exhale out. With every breath, letting yourself become more and more relaxed. Breathe in, exhale out. Feel your whole body relax from the crown of your head to the tips of your fingers and down into the tips of your toes. I want to see this infinite, beautiful white light pouring down from heaven and pouring into the crown of your head. And see that light traveling all the way through your whole body and into the earth. Breathe in, exhale out. Seeing this beautiful white light pouring down into you and around you. This beautiful opalescent white light. And any darkness and any heaviness, just let it all melt away, melting it into the earth. The earth has no point of view about energy. It just accepts whatever energy comes. It's all just energy to the earth. No good or bad, right or wrong, just energy. So as if you were maybe carrying a heavy backpack with all of your fears, your worries, your concerns. They're all in this backpack. And maybe you put a couple more of those boulders or things that you've been carrying around, or everywhere where you've been feeling fear, indecision, or feeling stuck, or maybe even overwhelmed. Just putting all of that energy into this backpack. Maybe adding anything else that you'd like to let go of today, that you're ready to transform, that you're ready to transmute into something greater, into something different. And then imagine in front of you that there is a violet flame. This is a flame of transformation and transmutation. And take that backpack that you've been carrying and place it into the violet flame, letting it be transformed and transmuted into something else. If something else comes up that maybe wasn't in the backpack, but you'd like to let go of it anyway, throw that in the fire too. Letting go of anything and everything that you're willing to let go of today. It really is that easy. This violet flame is always available for you to just toss in whatever you'd like to let go of, whatever's no longer serving you. Let go of fear of how it might work out or not work out. Like maybe you even toss your walls and barriers into the violet flame and transform those as well. Allowing yourself to increase your awareness, to hear the whispers, to trust the whispers, however loud or subtle that they really are. Maybe putting in the fire anywhere where you don't trust the universe. Or maybe you can throw in anywhere where you don't trust yourself. Where you don't believe that you're worthy of having an amazing, miraculous life. Or you don't believe that you're worthy of being brilliant, talented, and fabulous. Throw that in the flame too. Anywhere where you don't believe that you're worthy of having an amazing life. Any doubt, insecurities, anybody else's points of view. So anywhere in your life that maybe you heard you're not worthy or you're not good enough or That's only for the special people. Would you throw that in the flame, the violet flame as well? Just let all that go. This is your life. When are you going to start living your life for you? And all the places where you keep thinking you can't. Can you throw that in the fire, please? Or would you be willing to throw it in the fire? Breathe in, exhale out. Maybe there's something in your past that happened, something that was difficult or hard, not great, not fun, that has you keep looking to the past and holding you back from moving forward, from being in the now and from creating your future. Maybe you've had a bad relationship or two, or more. Maybe you've been in debt a couple times in your life and you find yourself there again. Whatever it is that you keep referencing in the past and then using that as an excuse to not move forward, but to not choose again. I chose before and it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, or I thought it was going to, so I'll just stop choosing and creating. Throw that in the violet flame too, please. Anything from your past, from any lifetime that might be holding you back, throw it in the violet flame. Let it transform. Let it become something that contributes to you in your life. Something that's magical and mystical, miraculous. Everywhere where you're making yourself wrong for choices that you made, or maybe even choices right now that you're not making. You're not wrong. Just throw the wrongness into the violet flame. Let it transform. As you're throwing this stuff in the violet flame, whatever it is you're willing to let go of today, I want you to just begin to observe how much lighter you're starting to feel. Maybe you have guilt over something that you did or didn't do, or something that you chose that wasn't helpful to somebody else, was actually against somebody else. Or everywhere where you compare yourself to somebody else, can we throw that in the violet flame too? Breathe in and exhale out. And let yourself relax. Relax into that lightness. Even if it's just 10% lighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit less that you're carrying today. And then what is the whisper? Maybe it's a whisper you already know you've been receiving, or maybe now there's a new whisper. And I want you to just imagine yourself following that whisper. following yourself, taking yourself to that whisper. Just let it guide you. Maybe it guides you through a forest or walking on a beach. Just notice it's a calm, safe place. Wherever you're walking, just notice, how do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? What can you taste? What can you smell? Allowing all of your senses to come into play as you enjoy this walk through this calm, safe place. A place that is magical. A place that is mystical. A place where anything is possible. Anything at all. And you hear the whisper, come this way. So you follow that whisper. And that whisper leads you to a cliff. And you're standing on the edge of the cliff. And as things come up, maybe fear or uncertainty, questions, maybe you have questions. Where will this lead? What will happen next? How do I know it's all going to be okay? Just toss that in the violet flame and be here right now. This invitation to surrender, to let the universe gift you in ways you could never imagine possible. Because there is no plan. There is no formula. A plus B does not equal C. And as you're standing on this cliff, you can't see the bottom. You don't know what's down there. There's a mist of fog that keeps you from seeing what's below. Because it's time to trust. It's time to take the leap and just see what happens. You may not know what's going to happen, but isn't it worth taking the leap to find out? And you see yourself just step off the cliff, free falling. And then noticing what happens for you. Is there a net that catches you, or a bee that catches you? Or do your wings sprout and you fly? Or maybe you had a parachute that came up. Wherever you are, just bask in someone or something was there to catch you. While it might have seemed scary for a moment, it's rather exhilarating and fun and light and easy. It's even easier than letting go of all the stuff you've been carrying around, walking. Because now you're floating in some way above the earth and the water below. Or maybe it was water and you plunged in and swam. It's often that we think it's like we work ourselves up into a frenzy. We make things way more difficult than they ever were intended or really should be. When you have these moments of surrender, these moments of, universe, I trust you. Trust that something's going to catch me. I'm always going to be held, protected. And trusting yourself, trusting that as you take the plunge or take the leap, you too will know things, learn things, experience things that you could never imagine possible before. And then you float. You either float down to the water or you see yourself landing softly on the ground. Or one of your angels carried you down to the earth. And you take a look around and you notice that everything seems more vibrant, more colorful, more alive. Beautiful expression of life and living. Maybe you even see things that you've never seen before. Maybe the fairies come out to play, or the tree spirits. But you feel enlivened, encouraged, empowered. To know that something amazing is right here, right now for you. It's not someday. It's not a pie in the sky, a hope and a wish, but it's here right now. And you can bask in the energy of that, in the light of that. In the ease of that. The colors of the sky, the colors of the, maybe perhaps a rainbow. You're swimming in the ocean or in the water, the colors of the fish and the animals. Just Notice how much more alive everything seems. This energy. And you'll slowly bring awareness of all of that beauty and that trust in the now. Slowly coming back, bringing all that healing and all that you let go of, coming back with ease, joy, and glory. Slowly opening your eyes. So grateful for each